Hey everyone, Kelvin here from Food Chumps and welcome back to our channel. Do you know the difference between an Americano, a latte, or a cappuccino? Well, as a former barista, I'm here to tell you the difference and how to make them easily at home. Back in my day when I was in university, I was working as a barista and I would literally take shots of espresso in the morning to wake up before I went to work. So I'm going to teach you how to get caffeinated properly. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and also comment down below what your favorite coffee drink is, and let's get caffeinated. So the equipment that we're going to be needing first and foremost is our espresso machine. Next up, we're going to need a steaming jug, a coffee grinder, a coffee scoop, and a spoon, and lastly, a shot glass. And for our ingredients today, we're going to need milk, so you can do dairy or non-dairy, and coffee beans. We're going to start off with some whole beans. So you're going to need whole beans because you're going to want to grind these beans fresh. That's going to create a better aroma and better flavor for your coffee. So I just got this bag at Costco. These are beans from Italy. You can use any sort of beans that you have at home. Just keep in mind that a darker blend is going to give you more flavor, and that's typically what espresso blends are, but they might contain slightly less caffeine. Light blends are going to be more caffeine but less flavor. So I chose a medium blend here, nice balance of both worlds, and we're just gonna grind it now. All right, so we've just ground our coffee and we have our coarse ground here and our fine grind here. For our coarse grind here, we ground it very loose, and this is actually perfect for your drip coffees, your French press, your pour overs. Very chunky and very loose. For our espresso, we blended it quite fine because this is what we need to get that nice creamy espresso shot. Now that we got the coffee grinds out of the way, let's go over the basics. What's an Americano versus a latte versus a cappuccino? So first and foremost, an Americano is a shot of espresso and hot water. A latte is a shot of espresso and steamed milk, and that milk ratio is going to be about 80% liquid and 20% foam. And lastly, a cappuccino is going to be espresso shots and steamed milk, but that ratio is going to be about 50% liquid and 50% foam. So we'll start off with the easiest one, which is an Americano. It's basically a shot or two of espresso and hot water. And this is just going to be a richer version of your typical drip coffee that you can order at any coffee shop. So depending on how much shots you're going to do, we're going to do 2 shots. So we're going to add our coffee grinds here, level that out, use this side, and just going to compress this down. And this is just a handy tool that I got to help make these drinks better. Till it's nice and flat and compressed. And we're gonna pull this shot now. So we can see that nice crema right there. And this is where the creamy part of the espresso is. We're gonna add the espresso shots to our cup here. We want to make sure that we're using the shot immediately after pouring, because an espresso shot only lasts about 30 seconds before the quality degrades. We're going to add some hot water. So as you can see here, our Americano is complete. So it's basically 1 to 2 shots of espresso, however much caffeine you want, and then hot water, and then you add sugar or milk to taste. Cheers. Next up, I'm going to teach you how to steam milk for your lattes and cappuccinos. The key difference is that the cappuccino has a lot more foam than the latte, so if you don't like foam, next time you go and order your coffee or make your coffee, just get a latte and not the cappuccino. First step is steaming the milk. One thing to note is you can choose dairy or non-dairy. The only difference is your personal dietary restrictions and the fact that the non-dairy version is not going to foam as well as the dairy version. We're going to add our milk to our steaming jug. We're just going to add about halfway. And now we start steaming. We want to avoid any large bubbles, so if you put it too high, we want to avoid that. Here's a close-up of the foam, so you can see these large bubbles. So this is what we want to avoid, and we want to go after these fine bubbles. So these fine bubbles are going to be what make the drink super creamy, whereas these large bubbles is what we want to slowly get away. So this is actually a perfect blend for a latte. So I'm gonna give it a tap just to get rid of some of the large bubbles. Move it around a little bit. And there we go. So it's hitting the ideal temperature, and we're just gonna turn that off. Give it a tap. And now we're gonna pull our shots. Latte has less foam, so we're gonna use our spoon to block off the foam. I pour our milk, and at the very last bit, we're gonna add in that foam right near the top. Perfect. And there we have the latte, so you see that nice layer of foam on top. And there's so many different ways to drink this, whether you're adding some vanilla syrup to turn it into a vanilla latte, or you're adding some hot chocolate powder to make it a mocha. There's so many different ways to customize this one as well. Cheers. Again, for our cappuccino, we're gonna add half a cup to our steamer jug. Give our foam a nice mix so that the foam is nicely distributed, and this is actually a perfect cappuccino foam. And we're just gonna slowly pour in nice foamy cappuccino. So you can see that nice layer of foam, and this is exactly what we want. So to quickly review, the Americano, hot water and espresso. The latte and cappuccino, very similar. One has much more foam than the other, so if you like milk and less foam, go for the latte. If you love foam, go for the cappuccino. Hopefully this ups your caffeine game the next time you're making coffee at home or going out to your local coffee shop to order. Thanks so much for subscribing, liking the video, and also comment down below letting us know what your favorite caffeine drink is. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.